Hey, the election got you down? Well, the election's got you down because of what's going on inside of you, not what's going on outside in the world. And I got a flood of comments of people like, Matthew, what do I do? Well, now that the election's done, I just feel so angry. I feel so depressed. I feel so bummed. I'm pissed off. I'm not. They have all of these emotions. I want to tell you exactly what you need to do to get yourself back into a good place. Because here's the bottom line: the election has nothing to do with how you feel. The election has nothing to do with what you're experiencing. The results of the election are the results of the election. So I wrote down 3 things for you that I want you to work on today to get yourself back in a good place, okay? Because you deserve it. You deserve to feel good. You deserve to be empowered and moving forward. So the first one is this, okay? I want you to just think about this thought. How you feel is determined by the future that you see. So the future, what you see out there in the world, that future is actually determining your present moment. So what happens is the drunk monkey in your head, all that talking that's in your head, it's a survival system. It's a system that's job is to forecast negative things and try to figure out how to avoid them. So the result of the election occurs, and then for you personally, that was a negative thing, right? So all of a sudden, you're having a vision. The drunk monkey's doing his job, right? There's an unconscious reflex that I call negative future prophesizing or forecasting the negative. And what the drunk monkey does is it says, this is going to happen, and that bad thing's going to happen, and now what are we going to do? And right, and it starts to put all these negatives out into the world, but the negatives aren't there. Today is almost exactly the same as yesterday and the day before and the day before and the day before, but you're not relating to it like that. You're letting the drunk monkey in your head get connected to a future that isn't even real. It's not even there. I wrote down a couple things for you, okay? One is decide what future you're going to create. What are you creating? What's the future that you want? What are you trying to have happen? Because the truth of the matter is, you absolutely can create whatever future it is that you want, and the circumstances of the world will represent certain obstacles and barriers. But you know what? Whatever candidate was in play, obstacles and barriers would have occurred either way. So you just need to decide, what is the future that I want? Then the second thing that you have to decide on is, am I willing to be flexible inside of the structure, the system that I am in? And if not, move. Go somewhere else. Go to a place where you're feeling empowered. But if you are in this country, in the United States of America, and the election is rocking your boat, and you're thinking, oh, the country's going to hell, and blah, blah, blah. This is just propaganda. You don't know what's happening. Your life isn't that affected. Come on. What's the future you're going to create? And then are you willing to be flexible inside the system so that you can accomplish and achieve the things you want to achieve? Here's the second thing I wrote down. I wrote down that you've got to get into radical responsibility. Here's the deal. Whatever's happening in the world is not really affecting you that much. Whatever's happening in the world is nothing more than a circumstance that you then have an opportunity to deal with. And the tool in my mindset methodology that I recommend that you get into is called recontextualization. So recontextualization is the skill of describing the conditions and the circumstances of your life in a way that you feel empowered. You create a reality that you feel empowered. And I'm not talking about burying your head in the sand. I'm talking about taking the situation and describing it in a way that you feel empowered. The goal is that you feel good, because if you feel good, everything starts to work out. You get creative, you get resourceful. When you feel good, life just starts working, okay? So what I want you to do is, I want you to say, instead of, the country's going to hell in a handbasket, rah, 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 right? All this rhetoric and bullshit. Instead of getting connected into that, you just say, the election occurred. It's not what I wanted. Now, what I'm committed to is A, B, and C. And I don't know what good is going to happen out of this. But what I can look at is I can look at my history and I can see that my history has been good, and that there's been all kinds of obstacles and bad stuff has happened that has come up. But for the most part, my history's been good. So if my history's been good, I know my future is going to be good. I know that I have the skills to create what it is that I want in my life, in my world. So start creating meaning. Start creating a context that is empowering to you. Take radical responsibility. All right, so the next thing that I wrote down about that is you got to learn to ride the waves, right? Listen, there's going to be times when you go, okay, the election happened. I don't feel good. Nothing's happening. I'm stuck. I'm stagnated. When a surfer is out on the ocean and there are no waves coming, do they have a panic attack? Do they freak out? No, they don't panic or freak out. They just say, okay, fine. There's no waves coming. They're just like sitting there, chilling. You know, they're getting grateful. Here's the thing. Will you just look around in your life and recognize that you have got so many good things going on? And if you get connected to that, if you get connected to that your life is amazing and that you've got in extraordinary things, like the surfer sitting on his board and he's just looking at the ocean, and looking at the sky and the clouds, and looking at the shoreline. And they're just waiting for the next wave to come. And then that's what you do, right? Then you set this new intention. This is what I want. Things start to change and shift again, and here comes this big wave, right? You got to get on that wave, and bum, 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 bum. You ride the wave, and there's energy, and you're loving it. And it's like, oh my God, Matthew, everything's starting to happen, right? Then all of a sudden, you just crash and you wipe out. Blah, 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 right? The president makes some decision. The president made a decision. And then suddenly you crash, you wipe out, you find yourself on shore. Now, when a surfer crashes, when they wipe out, do they have a temper tantrum? No, they don't have a temper tantrum. When they wipe out, they just go, all right, cool, man, that was awesome. Wow, let me get back out there. And they paddle out again. You simply need to paddle out again. So, radical responsibility. Recontextualize the situation, ride those waves. Then the last thing is to get optimal. Get into an optimal state. Take your meds. Meditation, exercise, diet, and sleep. If you will take your meds, meditation, exercise, diet, and sleep, if you'll start doing that on a regular basis, oh my God, you're going to get resourceful. You're going to get creative. You're going to get energized. I don't know what you like to do, but I think you need to meditate for at least 1 minute per day. I think you need to get some kind of exercise in every single day, even if it's just gentle, even if it's just easy. You need to adjust your diet so that you feel good, you feel happy, you feel energized, and you need to get enough sleep. If you'll do that, you'll be more creative. You'll be more resourceful. You'll be more resilient. I want you to be resilient. So let me recap. How you feel is determined by the future you see. Doesn't matter what's happening with this election or what happened with the election. What is the future you're going to get connected to that's going to get you turned on? Then you need to take radical responsibility. You need to get connected to the fact that if it's to be, it's up to me. It's all about what I decide and what I choose. So speak language. Use language that empowers you rather than degrades you. Here's the thing. You've never had a down day before. Did you know that? You never had a down day. What you've had is a day that you described as down. That was you. You did it. The circumstances didn't do anything. Then you need to get optimal. You need to get optimistic. You need to get into a creative, energized state. And that's nothing more than meditation, exercise, diet, and sleep. You do those things, and it's going to make a profound difference in your life. Let's get to this. Let's make these next 4 years the best years of our entire life. Who gets to decide that? I do. Who gets to decide that? You do. Leave me a comment. Tell me how you're feeling. Let's get inspired together. I want to be around people who are inspired. You know what I'm saying? I want to be around people who are uplifted, who are optimistic, who are going for it. Let's collaborate, right? Let's commune. Let's talk. Let's get ourselves into a place where together we are creating this upward mobility because of the energy that is getting created by the conversation that we're having. Looking forward to talking to you.